Hello,
Hello, how are you?
where are you gone? I've lost you already. Oh, there you are. Why are you there?
Yeah. Um, there's a few shows. If you go on YouTube, go to the live section, and there's a few areas uh, where you got channels that are broadcasting live all the time, and they're
Ah,
tech people, or there's somebody else that set it up at home and they're playing their piano.
yeah, yeah.
They're learning how to do an instrument, and they're just sort of doing it live. And another one I saw was just some boys mucking around playing games online, sort of video gaming and talking to each other. Another one was a girls' dress-up party. That was quite funny. It was interesting.
I don't know that you should be looking at girls dress up
Well,
parties, but anyway,
it did have a lot of traffic. Yeah.
you haven't got a daughter. I know that. So you've got no excuse, David.
Yeah. Well, the girls are a little bit older than that, but and they did have a lot of traffic, and I thought, yeah, that's quite interesting.
Actually, isn't it true that there are people that what do they do? They're gamers. People just watch them online.
They make a lot of money.
They make a huge amount of money.
Yeah, they do. They use
That's insane.
services like Patreon, and which is like a membership platform, and also, so while they're streaming live, they add little bits of software where people can tip them, or they've got to pay $1 to ask a question or something like that. And yeah, so they broadcast for 2 hours and make a couple of grand, something like that. Easy peasy.
All right, so that's what you and I need to do. We've got to set up something that in a couple of hours, just on live doing this, people can be feeding us.
People just logging on and throwing money at us and then logging off.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to see the coins dripping down my screen.
That would be distracting, wouldn't it?
I'll tell you what, it does remind me of one of the nicest places in the world that I did go to, that everybody's been to, and that's the fountain, the Trevi Fountain, where you throw a coin and make a wish.
And you watched it on.
So maybe they could throw us a coin and make a wish. They'd be wishing that we'd get off the screen.
Chuck us a Bitcoin. What are they? They're $55,000 each now or something.
Oh, I said do not mention the war. Do not mention Bitcoin.
Oh dear. I must apologize. Got ahead of me.
Oh, look, I still believe somewhere deep down inside that Bitcoin story is going to have a happy ending.
You do you?
I just don't know how, but it will. I believe.
I reckon it will too. I reckon you'll come to peace with yourself and move on with a big smile. How's that for a happy ending?
Yes, I think you're absolutely right, David. That is the best outcome. I'm with you on that one. However, what I'm thinking is, what can I learn from that experience that I could, if I did it once, I could do it again?
Yeah. My recommendation would be,
here we go.
Don't be the adventurous person to go out there and get that new hot thing that's too good to be true.
Hot shiny thing.
Yeah, the hot shiny thing of the moment. I would probably, and this is just the way that I work though, I'd be a little bit more conservative, and I would go with a setup and a trusted program that's going to bring me in a lesser but more stable, more long-term sort of dividend.
Dividends. I knew that D word was coming. The old dividends.
The dividend's better than debt.
Yeah,
they start with D.
Well, yeah, look, I'll give that some thought.
Cool. So we're going to do some exciting things today, and let's get straight to it. We're living in the world of Google because we love the world of Google, don't we? Because
we do.
Google makes life easy for us. And what can you see on your screen at the moment, Carol?
I can see my search bar.
Your search bar.
Oh, is it your search bar?
Yes, you
Your search bar and my search bar look exactly the same.
Oh, that must be all part of that same company, Google, perhaps.
They're in Japan today because I suppose why are they? Is that is Japan? They're in Japan because Paralympics maybe.
I would say probably something like that. They're going to play that game again. Yeah, Champion
Let's have
Island
a
game.
look. Let's see.
Well, before we do, I think I better, because I didn't do it. You know what I've got to do, don't you?
Oh, new version of Chroma.
No,
Chromacam.
no, I actually installed a new version of Chroma.
Oh, well, I still need to install mine.
But what I had to do was I had to tick the share sound button. Otherwise, our little
Of course, yes.
a good old Zoom feature. You can share video content, but you got to remember to hit that share button first. So this is it.
Oh, let's have a look. Come on, let's have a quick look. I do like it. I like the look of it.
Very Japanesey.
Reminds me of that song.
Oh, here's that game again.
Arrow keys to walk. Okay, let's. Oh no, I can't do it. Only you can.
I had to click on the mouse first. Oh, I'm in a boat. That doesn't go very good. Now we've got to click on it. Oh, maybe I'm not meant to be on the boat. Maybe I got off the boat. Oh, press space for action. Right, space bar, action. Hello. Yeah, now what? I can't leave now. There's still sports to win. Oh, so that's how I got there. Excuse me, let me in. Welcome to Champion Island. Every 4 years, the strongest athletes in the world gather here to compete. Get forward to the red gate and we'll test your skills. If I can't even read the instructions, how am I going to go?
Don't worry, you don't need to. You just have to be able to do the activity.
Right. Oh, thanks for letting me in. Now what do I do? Hit play. Direction keys up and down to move. Space bar for power shot. Oh, okay.
Move to the ball to return shots. Okay. Oh, that shouldn't be too hard because you've got a mouse.
Ah, I dodged it.
Where is the ball? Oh.
Oh, yes. Oh, hang on. I can't celebrate. I'm off again. Whack. Whack-a-doo. Look at that. A cross flip. Oh, yes. And across. And.
Oh, do a power shot.
That?
You win.
Gee,
oh, that's enough. That's enough of that. I'm bored with that already. You're stronger than you look. Could it be the chosen one? You're the chosen one.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of fun. But
What?
What?
I was going to look at all those characters. That's all right.
You can do that later. We're leaving that now.
I don't think I'll be going back to that later.
How do I get out of it? Okay. What I'm going to have to...
You're the boss. You get out of there.
I want to get on my boat again. Can I get back on my boat? No. No. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some of the other things that you get with your Google account. And...
we're going to look at maps, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm actually going to get you to look at maps. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Google News page.
Oh.
So, you know, we had the fight with Google and all the news outlets a while back, and we found that Google was blocking news content from their search results and things like that, which is pretty nasty, but Facebook did the same. But anyway, they've struck deals now, so you can still go to Google News and find out the latest news. So you can see on the screen here, because Google knows who I am, it's feeding me information that is relevant to me, like how many COVID cases there are in Victoria today. And then there's a few key headlines based on that. And then when you scroll down there, there's lots of other bits of news here about South Australia. Oh, the Bombers have lost an assistant coach because I barracked for the Bombers. They're telling me news.
We all know that.
We do, don't we? And they know I love my Prius and oh yes, and the Toyota's going to launch a hydrogen-powered Prius and a Corolla in 2023. And did you know that they're actually they've stopped making the Prius V, which is their wagon, which actually sold more than the normal Prius, and they've also stopped making the Prius C in Australia. They still make them in Japan and put them overseas and stuff. What
do you mean make them in Australia? Since when were they making them in Australia?
No, they've never made them in Australia. They've stopped making them for Australia.
Oh, okay. Yes, gotcha.
Just be clear on that. Australia doesn't make anything, not even billy carts.
Oh, yeah, the good old billy cart.
Yeah. So, but they're going to keep the name Prius in Australia, and let me tell you why. A bit of a Prius nerd here. Prius stands for to go before. That's
is that a word in their language?
Well, that's what they say Prius means. Okay. And so the first Prius that came out was the first self-charging hybrid. Now, a self-charging hybrid is a hybrid vehicle that has a petrol engine that charges up the electric motor when the charging electric motor gets too low. And of course, hybrid means you've got a petrol and electric assisted.
I do know, I have learned that.
Yeah. So the next Prius that comes out to Australia looks like it's going to be the hydrogen powered. Although I did read it will probably be more plug-in hybrids, the first of the plug-in hybrids for Australia. A plug-in hybrid is a hybrid that actually plugs into your wall at night to charge up, and so it has a bigger electric engine or more batteries, so you can drive it more on electric power. But this makes sense here for the next Prius to be a hydrogen-powered Prius. But I just saw that scrolling through my Google News. That's not what I was going to show you.
This is this is what happens, isn't it?
This happens
a lot. It's definitely what happens to me, and I know that I'm not unusual in any way, really. I go to look at something, and of course I get distracted with 25 other stories, which is what happened to me yesterday. And in the end, I looked at about a million different things in the process.
Yes.
Because the computer knows what I like. It knows me so well.
I totally get you. So I actually did preload a few news stories that I thought would be more interesting to us and our audience rather than Priuses. But
all right, I'm glad to hear that.
So now we all know that Windows 11 is coming out soon. And there's a lot of questions about, should I buy a new computer to get Windows 11, or will my current computer have it? Do I really need it? Can I get by sticking with Windows 10? And the answer to the question there is, if you've already got a computer and it's working fine and it's on Windows 10, just carry on. There's no urgency, no real need to go and get Windows 11. It's a little bit different, but it has all the same bits and pieces that you are used to. They're just some of them in a slightly different place, and the differences aren't really that great. So just stick with what you've got. If your computer will accept Windows 11, it will become available in an update over the next few months, probably between now and Christmas. And it'll start rolling out from later this year to the first half of next year. But if you really do want to get it, you can join the Windows, what's it called? Oh, they don't tell us here anyway. There's a program for enthusiasts that can join as part of Windows with Microsoft, and you can get Windows 11 by getting a workaround. Now, this is for people that like to be at the cutting edge. They like to try things before they're available. So that's right, it's called the Insider Program. So Microsoft allows you to install Windows 11 Beta through the Insider Program or load it via an ISO made through the built-in media creation tool. But if you choose the latter method because your machine isn't on a supported list, you won't receive the essential updates needed to continue safely using Windows 11. So now I saw your head nearly fall off there because you probably didn't understand half of that.
Where's he going with? What was he talking about?
So
it was just there was how would I describe that? There is a saying, it's a very current saying that young people use now, and I do love it. It says, too many moving pieces, too many moving bits or pieces.
Yeah.
One of those.
Well, basically that probably answered the question for most people themselves, that the language became a little bit too nerdy here. So this information is more for the nerdy type people that understand what an ISO is, and a BSOD and BIOS and all those. It's falling off again. So
can you get rid of that woman in the bottom? I don't know what she's looking at now. Get rid of it, please.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh.
So basically,
don't know where she's going with that.
So I think basically, in short, what I'm saying here is, and this is fresh news, only published 5 hours ago, that
I can see that. That's the first thing I noticed.
Yes, this is fresh news from Google.
Oh, wow. You're right there.
So basically, if you really do want to get Windows 7 and try it now, you can by joining our Insiders program, but you need to be a little bit nerdy to do it. And you're not going to get the automatic Windows safety updates that you get through Windows normal rollout program. So
safety updates, such as you would be talking about.
Oh, patches against ransomware, against viruses.
You want those, wouldn't you?
Yes, performance enhancements. Right now. And yeah, but see, the typical person that's going to download this through the Insider program would also download, they'd find a way to get their own updates for it and protect
they'd know.
Against
it they'd know. You're right.
Yeah. So that was that story that I found in Google News.
Yep, good on.
And now we're just waiting for the next one. Here it comes.
You're right there on the cutting edge, David.
Yeah, I'm a bit more cutting than my computer, though. It's not handling it.
There's Mario.
Yeah, this is here. I was just looking here as a little bit of an interest story. You might even find this interesting.
I'm sure I will. Look at all those little characters everywhere.
Oh, exactly. And I thought of you when I saw this. Well,
you're getting to know me quite well.
We'll just have a look. And this was published 5 hours ago too by Zizi Zhang. So 6 hours with a garden story. A Zelda-like for the Stardew crowd, whoever the Stardew crowd are. So it's like it's a game. So this is an illustration of it.
Garden Story.
Yeah. When I first watched the trailer for Garden Story, I was reminded of one of my favourite Game Boy Adventure games from my childhood. It wasn't given much money I wasn't given much money as a kid, so I would stand in the GameStop demo booth and play The Legend of Zelda. We all know that one. The Minish Cap for hours on end. I wanted Garden Story to be just like the forest adventures I had back then. It fulfilled that promise and offered a lot more. So wait, is that a sample of it or is that an ad? It looks like an ad.
I think yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's an ad for Aliens Fireteam Elite. That's a slightly different. Okay, Garden Story is an action game where you play as a grape named Concord and solve 2D puzzles. It doesn't try too hard to explain why some residents were frogs, some were fruit and others were mushrooms. They all lived in the grove and took care of each other in their own ways, especially as they were threatened by the monsters who were affiliated with the rot. So isn't that cool? It's making the garden into a game.
Yep, that's very, very clever.
I was charmed by the whimsical chiptune music, the unique interface, and the way the grass would part slightly when Concord stepped in it. Concord is the chosen guardian, but the villagers treat them gently as if a child. There's a lot of hand-holding and care by most of the community. However, Garden Story is plagued by the same problem as other indie action games.
Indie action? Indie,
Yeah.
what does meaning?
Indie, it's like modern alternative type stuff. Like you can get indie type brewed beers and things like that, which are very nice and lovely. Sort of leaning towards people with beards and baristas and stuff again, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. Do you want me to have a look?
No, it's all right. Let's look at it. Put your cursor on it. Come on, put your cursor on and see what it tells you.
Indie action games. Yeah.
Now, just look up indie, please, David. I just want to know what the word indie means. Is that all right? Do you mind?
Yes, it's gone now. Yeah,
that's all right. You do what you want. Don't worry about what I say.
We're doing a combination of.
No, that's okay. That's cool.
Remember, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
But there's not many here. It's just you and me. So it's a 50-50 chance
of
me getting my way.
Okay. Indie games. Okay. What indie games should I play? What are indie games? That didn't help me, did it?
I told you so.
Okay.
Oh, so is Minecraft an indie game? I've never played Minecraft. I don't know what sort of a human being I am.
You would like Minecraft.
You think so?
Yeah.
But I get addicted to it.
You would love to run a class that is playing Minecraft as you work together to build a town or build a boat and things like that. Because what you do is everybody's their own Minecraft character, right? And you get your axe and stuff, or you chop down trees to make wooden tools. Then you mine like metal and stone, then you get up to metal upgrade so you can get sharper and better tools. You make spells and potions and things, and you can make windows out of sand, so you mine sand and turn it into windows, so you can make glass stuff and everything. And so you can make a whole town, but everybody gets their job to do. You might be going to get all the wood, someone else might be going to get all the stone, and then you gather it all and then you turn it into tools. Like you can make a stone pick with a wooden handle and things like that.
So does it kind of require collaboration?
It certainly does.
Well, then if that's the case, that would be a good game for a class, definitely.
Yeah, and you have to turn off the monsters though.
Oh.
Because every night you need to build it. Like if you're playing on your own, the first thing you do, or even as a group of friends, like my sons both played Minecraft a lot. One especially, I played it a lot about 5 or so years ago or something. I've still got it on one of my older computers. But when you start there on the world, just in the normal world with all the safeties turned off, every night these monsters come out. So you need to. It goes day and night in about 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes of day, then 5 minutes of night. So during the day, you make as much as you can. So you make a house to protect yourself, and computer's blown up. And you need to make fire because that keeps them away. And fire. You can cook food because you slaughter sheep and stuff and turn them into steaks and things and cows and all that. So, but you need to be able to cook them.
a whole new world.
Yeah, it is. So you need to get in there.
I don't know. I have enough creativity just navigating the real world.
Yeah, I get that. And no, this didn't tell me what indie games are. What are indie games examples? Okay, Tuhu Project Series, Cave Boy, Super Mario, Minecraft, Fez, Shovel Knight, and Cuphead. Okay.
No, one of the things that I think I've really missed out on as a result of not having children is really all these entertainment type of activities that kids really love. I've had no experience of any of these games, none whatsoever.
So
do you think that maybe there's a big gap in my education?
Oh, I reckon we should join a Minecraft server and have an adventure.
I don't know about that. I got lots of things to do.
All of a sudden you're busy.
I got a whole life ahead of me.
Okay.
I'm coming up to the best years of my life, David.
well, now you can move forward knowing this important information, that Minecraft is a definition of a decade-defining game. While it is initially a game out of 2009, its full release wasn't until 2011, and the years that followed became the most successful indie game of all time. So, what is an indie game, though?
Yeah, Wikipedia said.
An independent
video game
is a video game typically created by individuals or smaller development teams without the financial and technical help of like a big corporate company. And so indie beers are made by small breweries, boutique breweries. They're not made by massive Carlton United breweries type factories and things like that. So there you go. Why do I have to relate everything to beer? But anyway.
Well, actually, you know, I have picked that up. I think maybe you and I should have a bit of a talk off air about that. But are you over a beer? Are you aware? I don't drink beer, but are you aware that non-alcoholic beer or non-alcoholic beverages are becoming really what? They're not becoming really big, but they're certainly making their way into mainstream.
Yes, well, I've been drinking the Cooper's Ultralight for years. Like in summer, in the afternoon when I knock off, rather than go straight to
2 o'clock in the afternoon when you knock
I didn't
off.
specify a time. I didn't specify a time.
Yeah. Any time after midday.
But yeah, in the afternoon, when I knocked off at no specific time, rather than go straight into a full strength beer, I would have one of these Cooper's Ultralights because it didn't go straight to your head. You didn't feel tired and relaxed all of a sudden, and it just quenched your thirst. And you could just carry on with that last little bit of work if you decided you wanted to do a little bit more work.
That keeps you going all through the night, doesn't it, David?
No, that's coffee.
And listen, I've already done 3,500 steps.
Have you?
Yes, got a new watch on the weekend.
Oh, and it's counting your steps. Yeah, I've
10,000 steps a day now.
You're going for 10?
Yeah, I have. I'm doing it.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Not hard to do.
It's not. I've done 5,500 today so far. Yeah.
Where have you been?
Just around the block for essential reasons. A lot of blocks, but
essential reasons.
Well, there's only 5 reasons why we can get out at the moment.
5 essential reasons. Yeah.
So there's only 5 reasons.
For your exercise.
I can go for 5 walks a day. I thought that's my 5 reasons, isn't it? Is that how it works?
No.
I know.
However, no, we better not. However, there is no however. We all need to do what we're told.
Well, we do. So I've done one 30-minute walk, and that is combined with walking around the home, that adds up to 5,500 steps so far, because it's all on my watch. My watch records it all for me.
What kind of a watch is that?
That's a Galaxy 3.
Oh, it's a Samsung.
It's a Samsung. Yep, and it's connected to my phone. This little baby here.
Oh, that's right, because you can get messages on it, can't you?
Yes, that's right.
Well, I got. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I got my watch from the reject shop.
That's perfectly fine. Hey, it counts your steps, and that's good. That does. Hey, does it tell the time? So that's right. That'll work for a few months. You'll really enjoy that. And the thing is, you know where there's more, so you can keep going back.
No, listen. We read about it in the Herald Sun on Saturday morning, and we bought it online, and it was here within 20 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So the reject shop delivers.
No, I think it was delivered by who's the latest crowd now?
Uber Eats.
Who?
Uber Eats. Can I have a hamburger and a watch? Thanks. Oh, she's gone. Hello. Oh, she's back.
No. Who's the latest crowd now that does delivery? There's a new crowd.
A new crowd.
DoorDash.
DoorDash. Oh, so they don't just do food?
No, I don't think. Oh, well, I think DoorDash brought these up. Look, I can't be sure because I didn't order it.
Well, when you make a note when you order your next one in a few weeks, you can just tell me who delivered it to you.
All right, let's see how long it lasts.
Well, this is quite timely because our next topic I found on Google News.
There you go. How much exercise?
Yes, scientists have figured out how much exercise you need to offset a day of sitting. We know that spending hour after hour sitting down isn't good for us, but just how much exercise is needed to counteract the negative health impact of a day at a desk. A 2020 study suggests about 30 to 40 minutes per day of building up a sweat should do it. So you got that? You got makeup working on you at the moment, have you?
No, it's all right. I don't wear that much makeup that it's going to dribble everywhere.
I thought you'd worked up a sweat, but I think you're just crying from laughing. But
no, that's so funny.
30 to 40 minutes per day. So I still reckon an hour a day, because that would get you closer to your 10,000 steps.
I agree. Now, listen, I want to know something, David.
I want to know a lot of stuff, Carol.
I want to know how many of my watches could I buy for your Samsung watch? That's what I want to know.
Right. Okay. So divide, say, $350 into whatever your watch cost.
Yep, got it. Thank you.
So you can buy.
It doesn't matter if this watch doesn't last very long.
Because you can buy 14 more before.
I can buy one. I can buy one every year for the rest of my life, probably.
There you go. And as soon as I've paid this one off, the next one will be ready.
Yeah, that's right. The update. Now, PayPal. I like PayPal.
So does PayPal.
And look, even PayPal now, they're so clever, aren't they? They've gotten into the split your payment up.
Oh, yes. You can't escape it, really. Chop things into little pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, and including your exercise. Say up to 40 minutes of moderate and vigorous intensive physical activity every day is about the right amount to balance out 10 hours of sitting still in research says. The research says. Although any amount of exercise or even just standing up helps to some extent. Feel better already.
Let's all stand up.
Everybody stand up. So that's based on a meta-analysis across the 9 previous studies involving a total of 44,370 people in 4 different countries who are wearing some form of fitness tracker. So that's good. And this next paragraph, I won't read much more, but it says the analysis found the risk of death amongst these with the more sedentary lifestyle went up as time spent engaging into moderate, vigorous intensity physical activity went down. In other words, keep on moving and you'll live longer. So
it's kind of ironical that the reality is that as we get older, we actually have to do more, not less. Lucky we have more time to do it, I think.
Yeah. And and technology can help by taking over some of the, say, more automated tasks that we were doing that probably don't require much physical activity.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff that you do on your computer, or washing machines and dishwashers with automatic timers and things like that, let them do all that so we can get out and about and go for a walk and muck around and move around and do things. So,
however, I must tell you something, David.
Oh, please do.
Must tell you that I've actually found something online, so I could do my whole 10,000 steps inside my home easily.
Have you bought a VR headset?
No.
From the reject
shop? Do I need from the reject shop? No. It's called there's a site called Walk at Home.
Right. Okay. Maybe you can show me that in a few minutes' time.
I certainly can, because I use it every day.
Oh, you're using it every day. Okay. Yes. Well, you can definitely show me that. I've almost finished my news items. There's 3 more I wanted to quickly share with you. So this one here, once again, found in Google News, which was in your little 9 dots. So this is from the Herald Sun. So we know this newspaper, and I don't have to log in to read this one, so that's good. So there's a backlash as the new iPhone update will cause devices to spy on owners. So more than 1 billion Apple users have been put on notice amid fears of a looming update that sees devices spy on their owners. So you're probably wondering, well, what's this all about? Okay, so Apple users are being warned about a new update that allows iPhones to spy on their owners. The tech giant is launching a new surveillance system on more than 1 billion active iPhones, iPads, and Macs next month, which IT expert Edward Snowden says is Apple declaring war on your privacy. So it's not just iPhones or iPads, it's also your computer as well. If you
That's incredible. What were they thinking when they decided to do that?
Oh, they're going to tell you. So, okay, so Mr. Snowden, a former computer intelligence consultant, has delved into the company's chasm or child sexual abuse material detection system coming to these products soon and branding it uniquely intrusive. So basically what they're trying to do is they're going to allow Apple to search your phone for child sexual abuse material. So if you've downloaded pictures or something like that and you're storing them in your iCloud, Apple will be looking for it and then they will go after you.
Really?
I'm not sure if they'll go after you, but I think what it comes down to is they're probably not doing it just to protect children or anything like that, but it is. I was just trying to find a paragraph here somewhere. It's more about here. If you're here we are.
Enterprising pedophile, yeah.
Yeah. Pedophile, with fancy if your first name was Peter and your last name was File.
Pedophile. Oh, nice. Pedrophile.
And imagine if you were at the airport and somebody was paging you. and I go, Peter File, will you come to the service desk, please? Peter File.
Uh-oh, I can smell Father's Day coming up, because that was one of those dad jokes.
Yes. And once again, we're distracted. So if you are an enterprising pedophile with a basement full of chasms, tainted iPhones, Apple welcomes you to entirely exempt yourself from these scans by simply flipping the disable iCloud photos switch, a bypass which reveals that the system was never designed to protect children, as they would have you believe, but rather to protect their brand, he says. So do you understand what he is saying there?
Let me quickly read it one more time. So you can disable that, yep, which reveals it. Yes, because if you can turn it off, well then every pedophile will just turn it off.
Yeah, and so what they're saying is the ability to turn it off should be removed. So the tech expert says it could lead to governments forcing Apple to remove the option to disable photo uploads to iCloud. So basically, that they don't want any pedophilia on their iCloud because it's bad for their brand. So it's not about protecting children or solving crimes or anything. It's about protecting their brand. So as long as you keep that material off their servers and so keep Apple out of the headlines, Apple doesn't care.
So how could they do that? How could an Apple user do that then?
Well, at the moment, they just turn off iCloud. And,
which means, so when they turn off iCloud, tell me what that means, please.
Okay, iCloud is a cloud service where your photos and your contacts and all that sort of thing are backed up to Apple's cloud, okay? Just like the Google Cloud, which is Google Drive, and Google Photos go into Google Cloud, and Microsoft backs up to OneDrive, that is their cloud. So what Apple is saying is they're putting stuff on new iPhones, iPads, and Macintosh computers that will search their iCloud for material that they don't want on there. And I'm not sure what they're going to do if they find it. But so they're encouraging you not to put anything on their servers because it's bad for their brand.
So where do they put it? Where should those people put it?
Oh, put it on a hard drive and just keep it in your drawer and only pull it out when you want to use it or share it with other people.
Oh, okay. So keep it separate, not part of your...
Keep your cash under the bed, not in your bank. That's basically what they're saying, because the bank is
bring it out
public
when you want to use it.
When you want to do a deal, buy some drugs or swap images with some other bad person somewhere, you know, on the dark web, which is a whole nother episode. We're not talking about that.
We're not going there today. We're not going to dark today.
No. So basically what they're saying, hey, look, it's telling me to get up and move around because I've been sitting still. It says time to get
mine tells me I have to have a drink every hour.
Oh, yeah, mine says that in the pub, but more often than that. But anyway.
Oh, mine tells me my heart's beating really well.
Oh, my heart beats true. Anyway. This does this make any sense to you? Ragnarok ransomware gang shuts down and releases its decryption key.
Oh, that means absolutely nothing to me.
Okay, do you know what ransomware is?
Well, something to do with ransom, like hijacking somebody's something.
Basically, yeah. So what ransomware does is typically you're sitting there at work and you're answering emails, another one comes in, you reply and answer it. Then an email comes in and it goes, here's your invoice for $3,000 for the new printer. And you're going, I didn't order a printer. And so you click on the invoice, it says it's got the little thing. So you click on the printer, what printer did I buy? And then all of a sudden your computer starts whirring and going around and around. And you go, what's going on here? Then a big red message comes up on your screen saying, all your files are being decrypted. Give me Bitcoin and I'll give them back to you. Not only that, it's going through the network, and all your other workmates are getting their computers encrypted too. Oh, you work for an electrical company? Oh, pretty soon your whole electrical network is going to be encrypted, and you're going to give me lots of Bitcoin.
So do you believe that, or is that just a story?
It is how the world works. This is fair income. So I'll tell you.
But is that true what they're saying?
Yeah, Ragnarok, they're famous for shutting down whole power grids because they encrypt them.
How do you say that? Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, yeah.
Ragnarok. And where are they from?
Sounds like Vikings. So I'd say they're from Walhalla, which is central Victoria somewhere.
Vikings in Walhalla.
Oh, Walhalla, yeah. Guess where they go when they die?
Where?
The Walhalla.
Oh, Walhalla. Walhalla.
Shall we move on? Ragnarok, a ransomware gang operational since 2019 that gained notoriety after launching attacks.
It's a hard word, isn't it?
Yeah, notoriety, they're notorious.
They're notorious, that's it.
For launching attacks against unpacked Citrix ADC servers, has shut down and released a free decryption key for its victims. So if you know what ransomware is, that is when everything gets encrypted or locked up. So a decryption key is the key that you would apply to the locked up files to unlock them. Because what they do is they lock up your files and they say, give me money and I'll send you the decryption key.
Yeah.
But what they've done...
That's a ransom. That's the whole idea, yeah.
Yeah. So what they've done here is actually they've shut down and they've made the key public. They've given it to all their victims and that. So they've gone, oh, we're knocked off. I don't know. We found God. We've turned good. Something like that.
Yeah, something. They've hit their head and knocked some sense into them.
Oh, they've got enough Bitcoin to get by.
Yeah, that's it. They've got enough Bitcoins hidden away.
Yeah. The gang, sometimes referred to as Ragnarok, last week replaced all 12 of the victims listed on its dark web portal with a short instruction on how to decrypt files. This was accompanied by the release of the decryptor, which experts at Microsoft confirmed it contains the master decryption key. The security firm known for assisting ransomware victims and data encryption has also released a universal decryptor for Ragnarok ransomware. In other words, this Microsoft people, they're the good guys. They've actually made a master key from the decryption key to help other people.
Oh, wow.
Encrypted.
Boy, there's some clever people in this world.
Oh, yeah, and they use words that we can't say.
You know what?
Is best known for using the Ragnarok ransomware to target IT networks. It claimed dozens of victims after exploiting a Citrix ADC vulnerability to search for Windows computers that are vulnerable to the external blue vulnerability, the same vulnerability behind the now notorious WannaCry attack. And has
WannaCry, I like that. WannaCry.
Oh, that went through heaps of people's computers. It's still going around now.
That would want to make you cry, that's for sure.
Oh, well, it's racked up more than 4.5 million in ransom payments, according to the Ransomware payments tracker. So basically, what that says there is people are paying the ransoms to get their stuff back rather than getting technical support in to try and rebuild their database and all that, because hospitals have been hit by ransomware attacks, and they've got people on the operating table and surgeons saying, where's Jeremy's x-rays? I'm about to chop him open. What happened?
No.
Oh, no, the computers aren't working, boss. Want me to draw you a picture? No, why don't you pay the ransom so I can get me x-rays? The guy's going to die soon if we don't finish his operation.
Oh, what's this world coming to? I remember when life was so simple.
We backed this operation up to
Did your father used to say to you, David, I'll give you something to cry about?
No, he used to say, turn off the lights and shut the door or you'll let the insects in. There you go. That's life in the
Well,
country.
your father sounds like a fairly gentle sort of person. He didn't even want to kill
Well,
the insects.
no, he didn't want them inside, because then he'd get the pumper out and then he'd spray them.
That's what I mean. He didn't want to kill them.
Yeah,
He
Agent
didn't.
Orange, I think he had any bloody thing that he was spraying the house with every night.
Actually, you're right. We had
It
these
turned out all right.
pumps.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
God, that's before spray cans, yes?
Yeah, I want one of them. That'd be cool fun now. You could put
Oh, I'm sure we could find you one of those. What is it? An old-fashioned
pump
mosquito
spray. Yeah, pump.
spray pump. An old-fashioned mosquito spray pump.
You could get them at a garage sale.
Wow, I'm going to start looking out for you. I'm going to put my my people out looking for that for you.
Oh, I'll send my people out to help your people. We'll find this.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Anyway, do you understand what I'm saying here about these ransomware mob? They've actually shut up shop and they've turned themselves to good.
So what's really behind it, you think, David? What's the real reason that they've done this?
I think maybe the US government was getting a bit too close to them, or the authorities and things like that.
On their tail.
Yeah, I think it's the sort of gig that you do for a while.
Yeah.
But then you pack it up and you move on and
you start something else, don't you?
Probably a bit like but not as more maliciously than say a confidence trickster that might operate in a small country town for a while, get everybody's confidence, get them to invest money and all that sort of thing, and then pack up shop and move on, and then pop up somewhere else as a different identity and do it all again. But you can't stay still for too long, because
people will start putting the pieces together.
It closes in on you. So
as people talk to each other, they get a whole picture, don't they?
Well, absolutely, yeah. And that's sort of how it works with what I'm trying to do with scams and things like that, is to get more people talking about it and to close in on them. And there's more to come on that front too. That's quite exciting.
Okay. I have to tell you that I've really become aware that every time I open up something now, even though I know who they are, I still think, is it really them?
Yep. And sadly, that's the way we need to think about things, especially now. While so many people are at home, there's so many more targets out there. So there's so much more money to be made by exploiting people that aren't aware. So, but at the same time, they're getting trickier and trickier, and what looks real might not be real, because they're very clever. They're very skilled at what they do, but they should do for good, shouldn't they?
Yeah, we keep saying that if only they could channel their talents for good things in the world.
Yeah.
Difference.
Last story.
Last story. Chromebooks to lose Microsoft Office apps. Oh, what does that mean? But what does that mean that happens when that happens?
Okay, so we started alluding to talking about scams and that, and after my latest victim contacted me, and he lost a lot of money because he got talked into doing things on his computer and letting somebody else come into his computer and install stuff on it, and then he paid them money. So
can I ask, was this person buying some sort of system that was some money-making system?
No, this person was just now all he does is he's in his 80s, so he'll just hop on his computer, he'll go to the local news, maybe check on some shares or something like that. He doesn't do anything very much what we would call exciting or adventurous on the internet at all, but messages popped up on his screen, and now these messages can be embedded inside a website. They can hack into websites and put a little script. So quite often on a WordPress website, they have a lot more vulnerabilities than platform-based ones, simply because they're made of all sorts of different plugins made by different people. And if you don't keep them up to date, you leave vulnerabilities in the software that you've built the website with. And the bad guys, they find those vulnerabilities, and then they can embed things on your websites like pop-up saying your computer is running slow, or your computer has viruses on it. Click here to fix it. And of course, what this person's done, now this person, he's scared of the internet, he's scared of computers, he's scared of technology, but he knows he has to use it to do things. And then when he clicked on this pop-up, and that filled his whole screen with a warning message, and
he couldn't avoid.
He couldn't avoid it, and he couldn't close it because there was no close buttons and that. So basically, it's just a website or web page with no buttons on it. All it's got on it is text and a phone number to ring and an MP3 file built into it. Now, an MP3 file is a sound file, and the sound it was making was that of a siren. Whoop, 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 whoop.
So what should I do if that were to happen? Should I just close my screen? Actually, I can, because I've got a screen to close, but if you have no lid, what do you do?
Well, you can, and this is where I'll probably lose a lot of people. You can bring up your taskbar, your task manager, and you can get that by right-clicking on your taskbar and choosing.
Now, where's that? Tell me, where's my
taskbar is the bar that runs across the bottom of your screen. Yeah, so you need to click in your taskbar in between the icons. So if you do it on an icon, you'll only get the right-click menu relevant to that icon.
Oh, this is something, unfortunately, I can't do it. I don't know why.
Okay, so and we won't, and this is exactly why this is the best method to do, but it's probably the hardest one to get people to do, especially if you're not tech savvy. So let's just imagine you're surfing on the internet, you've clicked on this little pop-up, your whole screen's full of this big red message with yellow and black writing saying your computer is infected, sirens going off, whoop, whoop, whoop. You're in a cold, sweaty panic. If you're afraid of the internet, afraid of technology, and that, you are in a panic. And you're not going to think of, I've got to go down to the taskbar and right-click and open up the task manager and look for the browser file that's running the thing, which is the best way to do it. But in your case, the whole trick is you've got to close your browser, because your browser has been hijacked with this message. So if you can see your browser on the taskbar, you can click that, right-click on it and just close it. Another way to get the task menu up is to Control, Alt, and Delete. You can get it up that way.
Oh, that's one of the very first things I ever learnt on a computer. Control, Alt, and Delete. And what did we used to do with that way back?
Well, usually you're using that to bring up like a systems menu of all different computing functions, including opening your task manager. You would often use it when you couldn't shut down your computer, because it brings up that option there to shut down your computer.
It was like a reset or a restart, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you can use Control, Alt, Delete to bring up a menu which will come up on top of your warning message that's scaring you. And that gives you some control back then, and you should start feeling better. Say, right, I'm still in control here. And then you can shut down your computer from there. If that doesn't work, hold your finger on your start button for about 10 seconds, and that will shut down your computer. And then when you reboot your computer, your website program or browser shouldn't open, and then so you shouldn't have that message anymore. But basically, what you don't do is follow any instructions on that message that's on your screen. Especially don't ring any phone numbers or click on any links that might be on there. So this person actually rang the phone number, and that's when he got into trouble, because then he was talking to a technician, so he thought, who talked him into installing software on his computer, then charging him 3 or 4 times the amount of what that software would be worth if he just got it himself.
And he didn't need the software at all anyway.
I haven't seen his computer yet, but I can guarantee he didn't need it because I installed his computer and I know what was on it when I installed that a couple of years ago. So,
well, David, talking about it is definitely worthwhile.
hey, you're not wrapping me up yet.
No, I'm not wrapping you up. I'm just going to have a bit more of my coffee.
Because basically what we're leading to here is talking about Chromebooks. And I've talked this person into getting a Chromebook, okay? And because we've got this story on the screen here, that people have been looking at this for 5 minutes now while we've been talking about scams. So Chromebooks, they're going to lose the Microsoft Office apps. And you might think, well, that's a bad thing. But why is it a bad thing? Well, it's not really, because what Microsoft is going to do is they're dropping support for its Office apps on Chromebook and will push users onto its web services. Now, the web services, say Outlook.com, Word.com, Excel.com. So they're on the Microsoft.com website. And they've actually got more features than what the traditional Android apps that you were using on your Chromebooks have. So it's going to improve the experience. And see, that's what it looks like on your Chromebook. It just looks like a Word document. So basically, so it says the transition brings Chromebook OS and Chromebook customers access to additional and premium features. The customers will need to sign in with their personal Microsoft account or account associated with a Microsoft 365 subscription. So the other message I'm getting there is Microsoft doesn't want people using their stuff for free anymore. You've got to have a Microsoft account to use their word processors and all that.
I have. I paid for it, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I just had to whatever. I just paid it again just recently.
Yeah. So that's, and you get a lot with that. You get 1 terabyte of storage and all that sort of thing. And so in Microsoft's cloud. So the good thing there is that you're actually going to get a better experience, and it makes it easier for people like me to convince somebody to buy a Chromebook, because a Chromebook doesn't have an operating system, so to speak, that hackers can use to install ransomware and other viruses on, because it doesn't work like Windows and it doesn't work like Macintosh. The only things can be installed would be scripts that run in your browser, and once again you just shut off your browser and all that sort of stuff goes away. So Chromebooks are much safer and easier to use than anything, really. They're the safest and easiest to use operating system, in my opinion, and it's the ideal equipment to use if you're an older person or somebody who is not tech savvy, that all they want to do is check their emails, log into different websites, do their banking, shopping, and you can still write documents. You can send and receive documents as attachments in emails.
Yeah.
As Word documents, and you can open PDFs. So you can do all those things on a Chromebook without having to install all the different software and stuff you needed to do it. And you don't have to have a Microsoft subscription. And you can still create Word documents by using Google Docs, which we've covered in other episodes.
Yeah. So it would be all those things you could do, like, for example, a document would just be a basic document. So if you wanted to do something a little bit more fancy or upmarket, you would need the software.
Well, it was only last week that we were putting pictures and tables in a document. That was in Google's document system.
And that's enough, isn't it? It's quite enough.
That's enough for most people. They
Yes.
just want to be able to put a heading, you can all your spreadsheets, all those things you can do. You just wouldn't want a Chromebook if you wanted to use a particular software program, like say for video editing and things like that. But most people aren't doing those sorts of things anyway. Like you can do basic video editing online using software like Capwing. There's a few other ones that you can use. So there's you can do most things on it, but no, Chromebooks are great just for your normal everyday person.
So won't they then align with maybe some companies that offer those? Is that how it'll work eventually? Will they be partner with some companies or make profit from some companies that are best suited and align best?
Yeah, no, most of the deals though are done by like plugins for your browser. So if you have a look on the screen now in the top right hand corner here, we've got this little app store here. So
left hand corner,
the top left hand corner, I've just clicked on apps. So this brings us to the Google App Store. And so so you might see partnerships with different people in here. So here's the web store here. So
this is a whole new world to me here now. This is for another day.
It certainly is. But you were talking about partnerships. I'm just going to show you. Yes. There's a partnership there. Zoho CRM. So a lot of these are programs that you've heard about that you can use. There's an accounting program. There's your Google Drive. So that's your Google Cloud. There's Google Docs, which is the equivalent to Word. And here's the web store where you can add even more things like Zoom. You can get Zoom for your Chrome browser. So you can do Zoom meetings in your Chromebook. So, that's it covers most people's needs. So from now on, if I think that's all you need, I will recommend you just getting a Chromebook or even having a Chromebook as a backup.
Yes. So I've got a tablet.
You've got an Android tablet?
Yes. When I bought my computer, I bought them all.
Yeah.
However, I don't open that tablet anymore because why don't I open it? Actually, I could use it. I could just avoid the Gmail. I could use the rest of it.
Why would you avoid the Gmail?
Because there's too many Gmails in there. There's too much in it. So I haven't opened it for so long that if I opened it now, it would be like 20,000 emails.
It would have the same amount of emails that are on your computer when you open Gmail on your computer.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. It's just, Anyway, I know. I realise I'm not making any sense right now, but that's okay.
No, you are. But what I find is I'll open Gmail on my tablet if I wanted to delete a lot of emails because I find it easy because you just tap the little icons down the side, then tap the delete button rather than say on a computer you've got your mouse and you're trying to click in the box of getting them all and then hitting delete. It's much easier, just tap them all with your finger and then hit delete, bang, they're gone. So I do a lot of...
One day I want to be brave enough to just delete every email.
You don't have to with Gmail. It'll hold all your mail. You just
I know.
Just use it like a search engine.
You're right. I just wish. No, I don't wish. I don't wish anything. I'm happy. I'm happy today.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
That's good.
I'm happy
that you're happy.
I'm happy.
But anyway, we can
nearly finished my black coffee.
You nearly finished your
coffee? When the coffee's finished, you're finished.
Okay. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wind it up. It's been
there's a little bit more coffee.
And guess what?
Then
that's lovely.
That's my turmeric tea.
Turmeric tea.
Turmeric.
So how'd you go with our Google Maps?
David, that the movie The Lion,
Yes.
where the kid goes and finds out where he came from in India
Yes.
using Google Maps at the end.
Yes.
That's a beautiful movie.
Yeah. So, do you want to make a movie like that, or?
Make a movie. Make a movie. Make a movie. I don't know. My people can talk to your people.
We'll get our people talking again. All right, Carol. Thanks very much for today.
Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. It's always fun talking about
it.
See you, Carol.
It can be anything we like. Let's face it.
That's it. That's the wonders of life.
That's it.
That's it.
Ciao.